Hi guys, welcome to this video. My name is Marielle. This week you get 2 for 1 because last week I was a little bit too inundated to upload my sequence. So I hope you enjoyed both of the sequences. I will cut them into 2 separate videos. For this particular video, we're going to be working a lot on heart opening and also on engaging the glutes, working on the legs a little bit more, and also our core, especially the obliques, to help support especially our lower back when we're working more on back bending type poses. We are going to start in downward facing dog. So come join me on your mat, coming into a nice downward facing dog, feet hip distance apart, hands shoulder distance apart, drawing the navel towards the spine, the hips high towards the ceiling as you lower the heels down. Remember that if your hamstrings are tight, rather than rounding through the back, keep a gentle bend at the knees so you can keep melting your chest towards your thighs. And as we warm up, I just want you to round through the upper back, come forward into your plank pose. From your plank pose, you can either stay here or drop the knees for added support. Otherwise, we're going to exhale, bend the elbows halfway. Push back up to plank with your inhale. As you exhale, lower your knees to the ground. We're going to shift our weight back. Bring your right hand to your right heel. Lift the hips high as your left arm reaches. Give yourself a nice little stretch. Lower the hips back down, change sides. Left hand, left heel, right arm reaches high. Lower the hips down. As you inhale, come forward into your tabletop position. Untuck your toes, hips to heels, child's pose with the exhale. Inhale as you come forward into your tabletop position. Tuck the toes under, exhaling downward facing dog. So let's do that 2 more times. As you inhale, come forward into your plank pose. Exhale to bend the elbows halfway. Inhale as you come back up to your plank. Exhale, knees to the ground. Inhale, right hand, right heel. Push the hips high, left arm reaches. As you exhale, hips lower, change sides. Left heel, right arm reaches with the inhale. Exhale to lower. Inhale, tabletop as you untuck your toes. Exhale, child's pose, balasana. Inhale, come forward into that tabletop position, and exhale, tuck your toes, reach the hips back. One more time. Inhale as you come forward. Exhale, bend the elbows. Inhaling back. Exhale, knees to the ground. Inhale, right hand, right heel. Lift the hips high. Exhale as you lower, change sides. Left heel, right arm reaches, and lower. Inhaling, tabletop position. Untuck your toes, hips to heels, child's pose. This time as you inhale, I want you to walk your hands behind you, lift your upper body, place the hands behind you, push the hips nice and high, release the head and neck. And then lower the hips back down, come forward into your tabletop position. Tuck your toes under as you lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. We're going to inhale, reach the right leg high to the sky. Exhale that right foot on the outside of your right hand. You're going to shift your weight forward and then step the left foot on the outside of your left hand. Come into a malasana squat. From your malasana squat, hands into prayer. Feel free to sway gently from side to side. If your heels are lifted, that's fine. You can always use blocks underneath as well for added support. As you inhale, I want you to reach your arms up. We're going to push into the feet, come to stand. Exhale, squat back down. Inhale to reach. Exhale to lower. One more time. Inhale, reach. Exhale, lower. Hands to the ground. Lift the hips high. Heel toe your feet to hip distance apart. And then come into a nice little ragdoll. So you can grab onto opposite elbows. You also have the option of taking your hands behind your back, interlacing the fingers. Or taking your hands behind your head, drawing your chin to your chest. And the elbows in towards one another. Taking one more breath here. Releasing the hands as you exhale, gently bending the knees, chin to chest. Roll yourself all the way up. Vertebra by vertebra. Head and neck are the last things that come up. Take the shoulders up, back, and down. Heel toe the feet to touch. Hands into heart center. Take a moment to reconnect with your breath. Reconnect with your intention for today's practice. And as you inhale, I want you to bend the knees, sink the hips, float the arms up, come into your chair pose. Now really squeeze the inner thighs together, slight tuck of the pelvis as you draw the navel towards the spine. Grounded, so sinking the hips a little bit lower, shifting your weight towards your heels. We're going to take an inhale here as you exhale, float the arms back, half chair. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, float them back. One more time, inhale, arms up. Exhale, back. Now shift your weight into your right foot as you inhale, lift that left knee to standing. As you exhale, slowly step that left foot back behind you, find your high level lunge. Now square the hips off as you draw the right hip back, left hip forward. Front knees bending to a 90-degree bend. A lot of times in our high level lunge, we tend to really sort of open up through the ribs and bend through the low back. Can you maybe bend that back knee, tuck the pelvis, draw the navel in, and then work on straightening the leg, sinking the hips a little further. Take an inhale here as you exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale the shoulders up, back and down. Exhale, shift your weight forward and come up, warrior three. Woo-hoo. Already feeling that right leg. See if you can square your hips off. Try to get a straight line from the crown of the head to that left toe or heel. Now take an inhale here as you exhale. You're going to bring your hands to the ground. Now you can either bring them onto the ground if you can firmly place your hands to the ground. Otherwise, I'd like you to use blocks or any bit of lift that can allow you to firmly plant your hands on the ground. We're going to work on a little bit of handstand press exercises. So as you inhale, I want you to shift your weight forward, reach the heel high to the sky, draw the navel in, and exhale lower. Inhale as you shift forward, heel goes high, and exhale lower. One more time, inhale, come forward, reach the heel high, really draw the navel in. As you exhale, lower the right heel, left foot steps back, high level lunge. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, you're going to draw the left heel in, and we're going to come into goddess. So, knees stack over ankle, sinking the hips down. Now we're going to start by facing the front of the room. So I want you to pivot onto that left foot, tap the knee down, come back, sink the hips. Face the back as you tap the right knee down, come back to center. One more time, come forward, tap, and back. Come to the back, tap, and return. Now this time, as you face forward, I want you to completely pivot to the front, drop that left knee down, release the toes, sweep the arms up, find Anjaneyasana. So you're squeezing the feet towards one another, but sinking the hips forward and down, drawing the navel and the ribs towards one another, opening up through the heart. Take a deep inhale here as you exhale. Right fingertips to the ground or onto a block if you need added support. Reach the left arm across. Give yourself a nice little stretch. Take a lovely deep inhale here as you exhale. Left elbow across that right knee. Wearing a bit of a precarious top. Bring your hands into prayer. Now tuck the back toes under. As you inhale, lift that left knee up off of the ground. In your twist, I know the right leg is really feeling this. I want you to push into that left elbow. Open up the right shoulder. Maybe your gaze goes up. Keep the back leg nice and strong. Keep squeezing the inner thighs. Take a deep inhale as you exhale. Warrior two. Take a moment to hold your warrior two. So front heel in line with the back arch. That right leg bending to a 90-degree bend. You're going to flip your front palm and inhale as you reverse your warrior. Reaching the right arm back. Keep the bend in the right knee as you sink the hips. Open up through the right side of your body. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, hands to the ground. Right foot's going to step into a three-legged plank. So keep that right leg floating and then bring that right knee to your left elbow. Twist. As you exhale, I want you to lower to the wrist and pull it up. Lower to the wrist, pull the knee up. For another 3, lift, 2, lift, last 1, lift. Reach that right leg high to the sky. Now we're going to stretch what we just worked. Bend that right knee, open up the hip. Option to stay here. Option to take that right foot behind you, coming into your wild thing. Engage the glutes, open from the heart space, draw that navel in. Take a deep inhale as you exhale, right hand down. Move through your vinyasa. Inhaling. Exhaling. Downward facing dog. Now use your time in downward facing dog to reconnect with your breath. This is your opportunity to start to slow the breath down. Taking one more deep breath wherever you are. And as you exhale, you're going to bend the knees, look forward, step or jump to the front of the mat. Inhale as you lift and lengthen, and exhale as you release. Inhale, bend the knees, sink the hips, float the arms up. Chair pose, Utkatasana. As you exhale, float the arms back. Inhale, reach them up. Exhaling back. One more time, inhaling up. Exhaling back. We're shifting our weight into the left foot this time as the right knee comes up. Find your balance. Slowly step that right foot behind you. High level lunge. Same thing as before. Can you slightly tuck the pelvis, draw the navel in, you're going to feel the length along that right hip flexor. Straighten out through that back leg as you sink into the hips. Inhale, lengthen through the fingertips. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale the shoulders up, back and down. As you exhale, shift your weight forward. Inhaling, right foot floats up. Find your warrior through. Square the hips off, try to get that straight line from the crown of the head to your right toes this time. Take a lovely deep inhale as you exhale, hands to the ground in front of that left leg. Now they're either coming onto the ground or onto the blocks or whatever support you have to plant your hands firmly down on the ground. As you inhale, shift your weight forward, come high up onto the ball of that left foot, push the ground away, and lower yourself back down. Inhale, shift forward, push high, and lower back down. One more time, shift your weight forward, lift the right foot high. As that left heel lowers, the right foot steps back, high level lunge. Take an inhale here as you exhale. Right heel comes in, hands to heart center. Got it. Shift myself to the middle of my mat. All right, guys, we're going to face the front of the room first. So I want you to pivot on that right ball of the foot. Tap the right knee down. Come back to center and sink. Pivot, left knee down. Back to center, sink. One more round. Right knee taps and down. Sink, left knee taps, back to center. Now as we face the front of the room again, you're going to pivot completely, lower the right knee to the ground, untuck your back toes as the arms float up. Every time I say the word pivot, I keep thinking of Ross. We're going to bring the left hand to our left side, maybe to the ground or to a block as you reach the right arm across. Lengthen through the right side of your body. Take a lovely deep inhale as you exhale, right elbow across that left knee. Hands come into prayer. Tuck the back toes under as you inhale, lift the right knee up off of the ground. Really try to lift the upper body so you're not collapsing over that left thigh. Open up through the left shoulder, take a deep inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Cartwheel the arms open. Now remember in warrior two, I see this quite often, your back toes are angling more to the front than they are to the back of the room. So try to get the toes pointing just a little bit more forward. Sink into that left knee. Lengthen through the arms. Flip that front palm. Inhale. Reverse your warrior. Reach the left arm back. Keep bending into that left knee. Find length through the left side of your body. Pushing into the outer edge of your right foot. Take a deep inhale. Exhale. Hands to the ground. Three-legged plank. Left leg reaches back. Now, twisting. Left knee to right elbow. You're going to take an inhale here as you exhale, lower, and pull it up. Lower it down, pull it up. Just three more. Lower, and lift, lower, and lift. Last one, lower, lift, reach that left leg high to the sky. Bend the knee, open up the hip. As softly as you can, start to step that left foot behind you, finding your wild thing. Giving yourself a nice little stretch, opening up through the heart. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, left hand down. Move through your vinyasa, high to low. Inhaling. Exhaling back. Downward facing dog. It's always fun to have to do the class that I've been teaching all week. Just to see what I've been putting my core students through. Hopefully you're enjoying it, but we're definitely getting warmed up here. So coming back to that breath, slowing the breath down. The good news is we've only got one more round. The somewhat bad news is that there's two sides. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, bend your knees, look forward, step or jump between your hands. Inhale as you lift and lengthen. As you exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees, sink the hips, float the arms up. Chair pose. Exhale, arms float back. Ardha Utkatasana. Inhale up. Exhale back. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Shift your weight to your right foot. Inhale, left knee rises. Exhale, left foot slowly steps back. Inhale. Lengthen through the fingertips. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, the shoulders up, back, and down. As you exhale, shift your weight forward. Inhale, left leg reaches, warrior three. Exhale, hands to the floor. Now this time, you can do the same thing, shifting your weight forward and lowering the heel down, or you can work on little bunny hops to your handstand. Seeing if you can keep that same push, so drawing the navel in, pushing the ground away, so doming that upper back, and then lifting up. There is always a side that is harder than the other. All right, making sure that right foot is the one on the ground. Step the left foot back, float the arms up. High level lunge. Take an inhale here. Exhale, left heel draws in, hands to heart center, find your goddess. We're gonna shift to the front, tap the left knee down, come back to center, sink the hips. Turn to the left, tap the knee, back to center, sink. Front, left knee taps, center, sink. Back, right knee taps, center, sink. Turn to face the front of the room. As you lower the left knee down, release the toes, float the arms up. Take a moment in Anjaneyasana. Take a lovely deep inhale. Right fingertips to the ground, left arm reaches across. Give yourself a nice little side stretch. Keep sinking the hips forward and down. Open up through the left of your body. Left elbow across that right knee. Wardrobe check. Hands can either come into prayer for this one, or you can come into your bind. Tucking the back toes under, lifting that back knee up. It might be easier to find your bind with the leg lifted. See what works for you, otherwise stay as you are. Take a lovely deep inhale here. If you're in your bind, release it. You're gonna cartwheel the arms open into warrior two. Straighten that front leg. Exhale, shift the body forward, right hand down, left arm up, coming into your triangle. Tuck that right hip in. Option to take your left hand behind you. Reach the right arm forward. Maybe your gaze goes up as you draw the chin towards your neck, engage those neck muscles. Or you can always look down towards that right foot. Take one more breath. As you inhale, bend through your right knee. Reverse your warrior. Exhale, right forearm to right thigh. Left arm reaches across. Keep tucking the right hip in, opening up through that left shoulder. Taking one more deep breath. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, hands to the ground. Last time, three-legged plank. Right foot reaches back as you exhale, right knee to left elbow. Lower to wrist and pull it up. Lower and lift with as much control as you can. Lift, just two more, lower and lift. Last one, lower and lift. Right leg's gonna reach high to the sky. Bend the knee, open up that hip. Remember, you can stay here. Otherwise, taking that right foot behind you. This time, for those of you that practice full Urdhva Dhanurasana, feel free to come into your full wheel. Open up through the heart, really engage the glutes. Try to keep the toes drawing in, squeezing the inner thighs. Take one more breath. And as you exhale, woo, make your way back. Through a vinyasa or straight to down dog. Inhale. Exhaling. Downward facing. All right, guys. Come back to that breath. Slow it down. We're getting nice and hot and sweaty. And the wonderful news is we've only got the left side to go. So just give yourself a quick reminder that you can do this. But to always listen to your body, see what's working, what's not. Only take it as far as feels good. Take a lovely deep inhale as you exhale. Bend the knees, look forward, step or jump to the front of the mat. Inhale as you lift and lengthen, and exhale as you release. Bend the knees, sink the hips, float the arms up, chair pose. Exhale, cover the arms back. Inhale, arms up. Exhale them back. One last time, inhale. Exhale them back. This time, shift your weight into your left foot as the right knee rises with the arms. Slowly step that right foot behind you as you exhale. Inhale. Fingertips reach higher as you exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale the shoulders up, back and down. Exhale as you shift your weight forward. Inhale, warrior three. So there's always a side that's better. This one's definitely mine, although I'm going to wobble now. As you exhale, bring your hands to the ground. Remember, you have the same options as before. You can shift your weight forward, lift that left heel high and lower. Otherwise, for those of you working on your bunny hops to handstand, now is your opportunity with the right leg lifted. Making sure that the left leg is down, the right leg is lifted, step the right foot back, high level lunge. We're going to draw that right heel in, hands to heart center. All right, turning to the front, right knee taps, back to center, sink the hips. Turn to the back, left knee taps, center, sink. One more time, right knee taps, center and sink. Left knee taps, center, sink. Face the front. Drop that right knee down, release the toes. Float the arms up, Anjaneyasana. Take a lovely deep inhale here as you exhale. Left fingertips to the ground or a block as the right arm reaches across the body. Give yourself a nice stretch, keep sinking the hips down. Take your right elbow and place it across your left knee. Hands will either come into prayer or coming into that bind. Tucking the back toes under as you inhale, lift the right knee up off the ground. Keep opening up through that left shoulder. Keep that back leg nice and straight, heel reaching high. Take an inhale here. If you're in a bind, you're going to release it as you inhale. As you exhale, cartwheel the arms open, warrior two. Straighten that left leg as you inhale. Exhale, arms forward. Reach the left hand down as the right arm reaches high to the sky. Option to take that right hand behind you, grabbing onto your left thigh. You can also take that left arm to the front. Maybe your gaze goes up, drawing the chin in towards the neck, or your gaze goes down towards that left big toe. Whichever feels better on your neck. Take one more breath here. As you inhale, we're going to bend through that left knee. Reach that left arm back. Reverse your warrior. Exhale, left forearm to thigh. Right arm across the body. Keep opening up through that right shoulder, tucking the left hip in. Maybe your gaze goes up towards that right hand. Inhale, reverse your warrior one more time. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down. Left foot's going to step back. Last time, three-legged plank. Left knee to right elbow. Lower to the wrist and pull it up. Lower and lift. Three more. Lower. Lift, last two. Lift, last one. Lift, reach that left leg high to the sky. Bend the knee, open up the hip. Once again, option to flip your dog. Those of you working on your full wheel, we'll take the left hand down to the ground. Open up through the chest. Working on drawing the toes in, squeezing those inner thighs. Take one more breath. And as you exhale, bring it back through your vinyasa. High to low. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing. Let's take our knees down to the ground, find a child's pose for a moment. So melting your chest between your thighs, drawing the hips back and down, lengthening through the fingertips. Come back to that breath, slow the breath down. Taking one more breath where you are. And then slowly we're just going to shift our weight forward. And I want you to come onto your belly. So coming all the way down to the ground. Now, keeping the hands either side, releasing your toes. We're going to inhale, lift the head and chest. Draw the elbows towards one another. And then float the hands up off the ground. Hold for 3, for 2, Reach the hands behind you. I want you to take the palms out to the sides, the thumbs facing up so you get external rotation of the shoulders. Lift a little higher just for 3, for 2, and release. Bring an ear down to the ground, shake the hips out. Taking a quick moment here before we go again. So bringing your chin or your forehead onto the ground. Hands either side of your chest. Squeeze the elbows in as you inhale, lift the head and chest. Draw the elbows in. Float the hands up. This time I want you to reach your hands behind you, interlace the fingers. Lift the arms up a little higher. Option to float the feet as well for 3, for 2, and 1. Release, changing ears, shaking it out. Giving yourself a moment here. Now leaving the best for last. Bring your chin or your forehead to the ground. I want you to bend your knees. Grab onto the inside or outsides of your ankles, whichever is your preference. And I want you to slowly lift your head and chest, start to pull the feet back. Find your bow. Now here's where it's challenging. I want you to keep that bow, but release your hands. Hold for 3, for 2, and lower down. Gosh, you really feel those back muscles. And it's quite interesting to engage in that way, because it just goes to show how much we can sort of relax into poses sometimes, not even realizing what we should be engaging. So let's try that one more time. Bring your chin or forehead to the ground. Bend the knees. Grab onto the ankles. Slowly lift yourself up. Find that bow. Take a lovely deep inhale. Try to engage as much as you can and then release for 3, 2, 1. All right, shake it out. Bring your hands out the side of your chest. Come back into that child's pose. Give your back a nice little stretch. And then come forward. Tuck the toes under. Lift the hips up and back. You're going to reach your right leg high to the sky. Exhale that right foot in between your hands. Lower the left knee down to the ground. Release the back toes as you float the arms up. Anjaneyasana. We're going to flow through this. So as you exhale, straighten that right leg, cover the arms. Inhale to bend, sink the hips. Exhale, straighten, hover, bend, and sink. And then this time straighten, hands to the ground. Find your half splits as you fold. Option to stay here or move into full splits, your choice. Keep drawing that right hip back, left hip forward. Taking one more breath. And wherever you are, coming back, either sliding the right leg back or bending through that right knee, tucking the back toes under as you sweep the right leg high to the sky, give it a little shake. And then just change sides, left leg reaches high. Exhale that left leg between your hands, lower the right knee, release the toes, arms float up, inhale. Exhale, straighten that left leg, cover the arms. And then bend through that left knee, sink the hips, arms float up. Once again, straighten out the leg. And then bend that left knee, sink the hips, arms up. This time as you straighten out that left leg, hands come to the ground. Keep drawing that left hip back, left toes reach up as the crown of the head reaches forward, melting your chest over that left thigh. Again, option to come into full splits if that's something you're working on. Taking one more breath wherever you are. You're in full splits, drawing that left leg back, half splits, bending through that left knee, plant the hands, tuck the back toes. Sweep that right leg high to the sky, give it a good old shake. Lower that left foot down. Let's bring our knees back onto the ground, hips to heels, find your child's pose. So feel free to move on to a cool down video from here or moving into your final relaxation pose, Shavasana. You can always pause the video, put some music on if you would like, and just allow yourself to wind down from this rather active flow. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed it. It is definitely an energetic flow, and the great thing about backbends is that they are known to energize the body, so this is a great sequence that you can do in the morning. Please do let me know how you get on, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks for watching.